Well, hi guys. I wanted to do a quick mini Weasel 101. It's a very rainy, cold Sunday evening in Warsaw. I've just been walking from my flat to do a bit of writing in the shopping centre here in Cafe Nero, and I bumped into a really cute girl, mid to late 30s, with a carry-on item of luggage. This was a really interesting approach. I've had really quite an amazing month. I've approached 5 girls. That's a total of girls that I've approached in the last month, and I've got telephone numbers from every girl. Thereafter, some have been positive, some not, as you'd expect. But what's so interesting about this approach, and this is the Weasel topic, is you see an attractive girl and you make quick snap judgments about her not being your type or being out of your league. So they're often kind of a blend of 2 weasels there, a mongrel weasel. You've got a bit of, oh no, she's not my type. You've got a bit of, she's too attractive to approach. You've got a bit of, she's out of my league. Now, what's so interesting about this particular approach is I was walking through the tunnels and I saw her, and I glanced at her and she gave me a look of interest, quick, but you know, clearly a look of curiosity, feminine curiosity, and I carried on walking, and I carried on walking. I turned around and looked after her, and I thought maybe I'll approach her, but I don't know. As I say, it's a cold Sunday afternoon and whatever. Anyway, I then went and got myself a macchiato from Cafe Nero on my way, and then I saw her again, and it was like, come on, mate. So I ran after her. Now, the reason I didn't approach her that first time was because she actually looked like, she didn't look, she was kind of cute, dark hair, bob, bright blue eyes, which is unusual for a girl with dark black hair, and petite, and she looked kind of like not in my social class, from the other side of the tracks, you know, and I think that's probably the reason that I didn't approach her. And so here's yet kind of another to throw yet another weasel into the soup of weasels. She just, quite frankly, she looked lower class or working class, which is a bit snobby, isn't it? So, you know, for that reason, to approach her. Of course, I then got into conversation with her, and it turns out she's a lawyer, quite a high-flying one. She works for the mayor, and she spoke particularly good English. She used words like solicitor and barrister, which was interesting and a very good hook and a topic to open up a conversation and make some assumptions on, but quite surprising. And so my script was flipped, and the ideas that had, come to mind had sort of ambushed me and had stopped me from making the approach when I'd first seen her, were completely, what's the word? Well, that, you know, I had, the ideas were completely false. It's like, if you don't go over to a girl and approach her and just open up a conversation, you don't have to take it any further than that, to pay her a compliment and see whether she's interested in hanging about for a few minutes. You know, unless you do that, you don't find out anything, and you just walk on with your prejudices and your false ideas intact. So my takeaway from this vlog is, when you approach a girl, don't necessarily approach her for any other reason than to challenge the prejudices, to challenge the weasel, to grab the weasel, give it a good shake, eyeball the weasel, and you know, ask yourself the question, be curious. Is it a fake weasel? Is it a fraud? Check in on your ideas and check in on your prejudices, because as I've vlogged before in previous Weasel 101s, as you know, a really kind of enjoyable and a kind of a journey of self-knowledge in doing this stuff is to challenge your prejudices, and of course also grab your balls and get yourself in front of attractive girls as you're going about your normal daily life. Yeah, so, you know, get out of reverse, work your way through the gears, get into cruise control and make it your mission in life. It doesn't have to be for the rest of your life, but let's say you could take 3 months, as I did a few years ago, where when you leave your front door in the mornings, you make a commitment with yourself, you resolve to challenge your prejudices, open up conversations, find out more about the world around you, and of course find out more about those attractive girls who are, I mean, pretty much every 40 minutes or so, if you just walk around Warsaw during the Christmas period, your eyes will light upon a girl who floats your boat. Get in there and check it and find out more and enjoy yourselves. What better time to be enjoying yourselves than during this Christmas period, particularly when it's a little bit chilly, people have got a bit bluesy. For me, this is a sort of a secret golden period, is when there aren't day gamers from 4 corners of the world running around like jackrabbits, approach machines, you know, on speed. This is just the perfect time, the low-key time, the magical time, the romantic time to be naturally approaching girls during your daily life. That, my friends, is daily approach.